Immediately after the Afghan Taliban announced a military offensive against Pakistan on Thursday, the country's information ministry took to social media platform X, saying Pakistani troops had delivered an immediate and effective response. Relations between the neighbours have plunged in recent months, with land border crossings shut since deadly border fighting in October last year that killed more than 70 people on both sides. The two countries later signed a Qatar-mediated ceasefire but failed to reach a wider agreement to end hostilities completely.
UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is under more pressure after the Green Party won their first ever Westminster by-election.
I hereby declare that Hannah Catherine Spencer is duly elected Member of Parliament for the Gorton and Denton constituency.
Labour finished third behind both the Greens and Reform UK. Hannah Spencer becomes the Green Party's fifth MP in Parliament. In her victory speech, the 34-year-old former plumber promised to champion working people. The constituency had been considered a safe Labour seat. Political editor for HuffPost UK, Kevin Schofield, believes the result means Sir Keir Starmer's leadership will again come under intense scrutiny.
We've seen so many U-turns, controversies, gaffes, and now we're coming third in heartland seats. I mean, don't forget Labour won this seat with a majority of nearly 13,500 just 18 months ago. So to go from there to third place is pretty remarkable.
Netflix is refusing to raise its offer to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. The decision effectively paves the way for Paramount Skydance to take over the Hollywood studio business. The deal for Paramount to gain control over the studio and its film and media networks is worth around $110 billion. But investment director at AJ Bell, Russ Mould, says uncertainty remains.
It may mean there'll be some mergers in things like streaming, for example. So maybe we all have to take out fewer subscriptions, but then the prices go up. So this has still all got to go through the regulator, the US Department of Justice, the UK Competition and Markets Authority. So this is going to be a very, very lengthy process.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Friday. Made it through another work week. It's the 27th day of February for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, on time today. Ready to get your day started the right way with all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. Boy, we've got a ton to talk about here today. The Nebraska softball team, they were in action yesterday. They lost an 11-inning 2-1 decision to Oklahoma State. The Huskers playing down in the Sooner State all weekend. In fact, they've got a couple of games scheduled for today, and then they'll face Oklahoma State again Saturday and Sunday. The Nebraska baseball team going to play a 3-game series with Auburn this weekend. The Nebraska men's basketball team and the women's team will also be in action this weekend. Hastings College women's basketball team will be on the road tomorrow in Mitchell, South Dakota to play Dakota Wesleyan in the semifinals of the GPAC tournament. We'll talk about that coming up. Hastings College softball and baseball teams in action this weekend. The UNK basketball teams closed out their regular season last night with some games against Fort Hays State. And we've got a ton of high school basketball, high school hoops to talk about here today. So thanks for joining us on this Friday. We're going to be hearing from Zach Foster, the Adams Central boys basketball coach, on the show today. Patriots losing a tough one last night to Grand Island Central Catholic in the C1-8 sub-district final. So we'll hear from Zach on the show today. Brett Maher, the new special teams coordinator for the Nebraska football team, will also join us later on. So, boy, we got lots of stuff going on here today as we get up and get rolling today.
What's going on with your camera?
Yeah,
I'm hogging up my screen.
I'm not in focus either.
You're hogging up my screen.
I'm over on the side. Here I go. I'll try to get this thing coordinated. Obviously, something has moved, and I don't even see you.
You get off my screen.
Why am I clear over on your screen? Now I'm over on your screen. Yeah, where are you at?
Oh.
Yeah, see. Yeah, okay, I'm back in. Am I back in
There's
focus
a little tiny
now?
sliver here on the element. Let me scoot all the way over here.
Yeah, we're not
in
in
this tiny window here.
Now, yesterday,
anyways.
We had problems connecting from Sioux City. Now, today, I don't even see you on the screen.
Just screen hogged it. It's a little tiny sliver on the very far corner. You can barely catch it. We're hanging out here. Good morning. It's Friday. What else is new? It's it's been a week. Glad we've hit here at the end of the week. Excited for today's show. You mentioned it. Lots to get to in terms of content and guests. And Jim Schleicher will join us for a little pony talk. First full weekend of racing. We'll have the Friday action, Friday card on tap for today. So, yeah, plenty to get to, plenty in store. And good thing we have a lot of content today. It's because, honestly, there wasn't really a whole lot of sports last night. Really kind of the main show in town in terms of the national scene, right, was some Big Ten ball. Michigan State, Purdue, Michigan State with the victory over the Boilermakers in top 25 basketball. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of national headlines that we can touch on, so I'm glad we've got plenty of content, and I'm glad you're getting plenty of screen time today, my guy.
Yeah,
Good morning.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
Just hogging up my screen.
We'll get the IT guy.
It's fine.
He's probably working behind the scenes. Oh, there we go. We're getting closer now. Michigan State, you mentioned that the only really ranked teams that were in action last night. Michigan State ranked number 13, beat number 8 Purdue men's college basketball 76-74. And what about UConn? The UConn women, they are a machine. UConn women, they beat Georgetown last night by a score of 84-52. UConn is now 30-0 on the season. They've got a 46-game winning streak. And you don't want to play UConn on their home floor. In 15 home games this year, UConn has trailed for just 20 minutes and 48 seconds. In those 15 home games combined, they've trailed in the game for 20 minutes and 48 seconds in 15 home games. And only once did UConn trail after the first quarter at home this year. Unbelievable. They're 15-0 at home this season. And it's the 22nd time in their program's history that the Huskies have had a perfect home record during the regular season.
Say that. What was that number again?
Yeah, number one, you don't want to play UConn.
No.
Because they're good. They've got a 46-game winning streak. Number two, you don't want to play them at home. Because they're tough. 15-0 at home this season. 22nd time in the program's history that the Huskies have had a perfect home record during the regular season. And they've trailed for just 20 minutes and 48 seconds combined in those 15 home games this season.
Could you make the argument that over the last 30 years, I'll say 40, hell, let's say last 100 years in sports, that the UConn women, they're the greatest, period. You can say all you want about Nick Saban and Alabama, Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Let's throw in the New York Yankees and their 27 world championships. And the UConn women, all they do is win. Every single year, every season, kids graduate, new wave of talent comes in. UConn just recycles and repeats and dominates and bulldozes everything in their path to victories. And here they are again. They are the single greatest definition of a dynasty, franchise, whatever you want to say. They're the top of the food pyramid in all the sports, without question.
All right, so, yeah, I'd have to agree.
Good numbers.
If we had a bracket challenge for the women's basketball tournament coming up, you just pencil them in.
Yeah.
Pencil in UConn, because they'll probably win the
Safe
national
play.
championship again this year. It'd be a stunning upset if UConn did not win the women's national championship this year.
UConn winning a national championship is as safe as moving a 1 seed in the men past a 16. Hell, it might be safer to move them all the way in the Natty and just go ahead and Sharpie it now than it would be to pick a 1 seed in the men's over a 16. That's how much better UConn is.
All right, 402-834-1330 is our Hamilton Telecommunications fan line if you want to chime in with us today, or you can leave us a message on the social media sites. We're monitoring those comments as well. Boy, we've got a ton of high school basketball to talk about today. First of all, girls' district championships will be played tonight. We'll have a game here on Extreme Sports. Pretty good one, matter of fact. Sandy Creek and Hastings St. Cecilia. That will tip off at 6 tonight. On the air with the pregame show at 5:45. So Sandy Creek and St. Cecilia will play. Winner will play in the state tournament coming up next week. Some other district championship games scheduled for tonight. It'll be Central City playing at Raymond Central. You've got Centura. They're going to be down in Alma to face the Cardinals in a district championship game. Arapahoe is at Shelton tonight. Overton will play at Amherst. Sutton will play host to Tri-County. Red Cloud is at home tonight against Nebraska Lutheran. And Silver Lake is going to play Paxton tonight out at Adams Central. Those are all girls' district championship games. That means the winners of the games tonight will advance to the state tournament. And we'll have the action from the Chapman Gym here on Extreme Sports between Sandy Creek and St. Cecilia beginning at 5:45 this afternoon. Now then, we've got some district matchups set up for the boys' side of things.
Oh, before you get to boys, though.
Oh, yeah.
Just how good is it to hear Silver Lake back in the conversation? Like, they were a dominant force in girls basketball. Remember back in the Coach Crow days?
Oh, yeah.
And this is dating myself to when I first started and got involved in sports radio. And Silver Lake was one of the first schools that I got to cover for our particular network of stations. And you had given me a couple good Silver Lake games. They were outstanding. And then things kind of went quiet for a while, and now they're storming back onto the scene, and just got tremendous respect for kids down there and some of the coaches and some of the former families. So good to see Silver Lake back into the district final conversation, and wishing them luck today against Paxton.
Yeah, you mentioned Keith Crow.
Yeah,
of course he's retired as far as coaching is concerned. I still run into him.
He's one of the best.
Yeah, he's always around. I always like to talk to Keith Crow, so
yep.
You mentioned his name. Now, district for the boys. We had sub-district finals last night, which I'll get to the results here in just a couple of minutes, but I have just received the district final pairings for the boys. We mentioned Adams Central. They lost last night to Grand Island Central Catholic, and I was told last night before the game that Adams Central had about a 5% chance of qualifying for a district championship game if they lost the game last night. Adams Central lost the game to Grand Island Central Catholic last night, 51-38. However, the Patriots are going to make the district championship games. They're going to be a number 15 seed, and they will play at Ashland Greenwood. Now, district championship games for the boys can either be played on Saturday, Monday, or Tuesday. And I haven't received any word that the game is going to be on Saturday, so I assume right now that Ashland Greenwood and Adams Central will play on either Monday or Tuesday. But good news for Patriot fans is Adams Central has made the district finals as the number 15 seed. They had to have four things happen last night. in 4 different games. He had to have 4 things happen if they lost the game last night against Grand Island Central Catholic, and all 4 things happen. When does that ever happen? They had to get help from 4 other teams in the state to have enough power points to sneak in. Well, Adams Central had it happen. They're going to be a number 15 seed. They'll play Ashland Greenwood. A couple of other matchups for high school basketball for the boys. Grand Island Central Catholic, after winning last night, they will play host to Mount Michael Benedictine. That's one of the 5 losses that they've got this year. They lost to Mount Michael earlier this year. They will play on Monday. I do know that. They told me last night that their district championship game will be played on Monday. So Central Catholic, who a lot of people have penciled into the state tournament in Class C1, has got a tough one in the district finals as they play a team that beat them earlier this season, Mount Michael Benedictine. That game will be on Monday in Grand Island. Donovan Trumbull, they will be a number 9 seed, and they will face the number 8 seed, Gothenburg, on the road in their district final. You've got Alma playing at home against Exeter Milligan Friend in the district final. Sandy Creek will come in as the number 5 seed, and the Cougars will host North Bend Central in the district finals. You've got Red Cloud as the number 13 seed in Class D1. They will play at North Platte St. Pat's. And you've got Overton as the number 7 seed in Class D1. They will play host to Fullerton. And Lawrence Nelson is also in the district finals. They are the number 4 seed, and they will play host to Pleasanton in the district finals. So that brings you up to date on girls and boys district championship games. But again, the latest development, Adams Central gets in as a number 15 seed, and they will play at Ashland Greenwood. I assume either Monday or Tuesday. They'll make that determination here in the next few hours. So
quite the difference from a year ago, where some of our area schools and area teams struggled in the basketball season, didn't have state basketball to attend, and now you look at it and it's just area schools everywhere you look that are playing for an opportunity to punch that ticket to the capital city. And yeah, good for the Patriots to play their way into a district final, have an opportunity now to go up against Ashland Greenwood. And meanwhile, for GICC, you got to feel for the crew, man. Like, congratulations on the sub-district championship. Oh, by the way, you draw Mount Michael Benedictine, who knows a little thing or two about basketball. Yeah, excited to see that loaded with local flavor. And when did Alma become the baller school?
Yeah,
Alma with both the girls and boys teams in the district finals.
Yeah, Alma's got a very good girls basketball team, and obviously their boys are not too far behind as they're in the district finals as well. So congratulations to that program down there. Running into a lot of those folks during the summer.
I was going to say it.
Yeah, I'm down at the lake.
Yep.
Run into a lot of those folks down there. So one thing on the national scene we'll get to, the Indianapolis Colts have given permission to their quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
Let's go.
To maybe seek a trade. And Richardson, wasn't he your man?
Yeah, he's my guy, man.
Yeah, now he's slipped to evidently third string.
Jesus.
Richardson lost a preseason position battle with veteran Daniel Jones before last season.
No.
Yeah, relegating him to number 2 on the depth chart.
Yep.
Now the Colts are committed to trying to re-sign Jones as their starter. And now they've got the 2025 draft pick, Riley Leonard, penciled in as the number 2 quarterback. So man out is your man, Anthony Richardson. They've given Richardson permission to seek a trade.
Dude, I guess it's proof that the NFL Combine isn't always the chalk and whiteboard, pencil in, well, here's your best quarterback because he had the best metrics in Combine. I guess it proves that it doesn't matter how many erasers that you can grab within the 20 yards of each other. Maybe mechanically, mentally, you're not ready to be an NFL quarterback. But I swear to God, man, coming out of the combine, you'd have thought Anthony Richardson was going to light the NFL on fire. He had a tremendous workout, and he looked good. And I put the eyeballs on it, and I said, yeah, that looks like a good quarterback. What do we know? He is not measured out in the NFL. If you're gonna get bumped by Riley Leonard, there's some issues there. So
Richardson, remember last year he got injured. He had that orbital bone fracture. That's a bone around your eye in a freak pregame warm-up incident. I think he was on one of those little rubber strap things that you stretch your arm with, and something broke. Snapped, and it came back himself. And hit him close to the eye, which broke a orbital bone near your eyeball.
God.
And he's still having some lingering effects of that, so now he's going to be seeking a trade, and I don't know really how healthy he is. He's still recovering. He's having some eye issues, and that's not good for a quarterback to have eye issues.
Kind of need to scan the field.
Yeah. So we'll see the future of Anthony Richardson, who I remember you touting at the beginning of the NFL season. You couldn't quite figure out how Daniel Jones got the starting job over Anthony Richardson, and now 7-8 months later, he has slipped to number 3 on the depth chart, and the Colts are likely going to get rid of him.
It wasn't necessarily on the skills, but it was like, if you're going to invest in a first-round draft pick, you need to give him a little bit of time to pan out, and they didn't give him a lot of time to pan out. And, injury aside, I felt like it was pretty quick to move away from Anthony Richardson. I'm going to let them run their program and run their ship, and we'll see where he lands. I don't know a whole lot of teams that are in the market for a high-paying a backup quarterback that you've got to give a lot of money to, and I think that's what Anthony Richardson would come with. So we'll see what happens.
I want to remind you once again, we had Russ Kindig on earlier in the week to talk about this, but just a little reminder, the Hastings Baseball Steak Dinner fundraiser and the Hall of Fame recognition banquet is coming up tonight at the Hastings City Auditorium. Doors will open at 5. Dinner will be at 6:30 tonight, and then they're going to hold the live auction, the silent auction, some raffles, a split the pot. This is the big fundraiser for the Hastings American Legion baseball program. And again, it's coming up tonight. It's a little earlier than usual. Usually we talk about this in April or the first part of May, but they're playing with some spring baseball schedules for Hastings High and Adams Central, so they decided to get this thing in early this year. So it's going to be actually tonight, sneaking up on a lot of folks at the Hastings City Auditorium. Doors open up at 5, the dinner at 6:30. If you'd like to purchase tickets in advance, you can stop by the 5 Points Bank locations in Hastings. They'll have them for you throughout the day, or you can always grab them at the door tonight. $50 for adults, $30 for kids. It's a fundraiser for the Legion baseball program. It's a guaranteed good time. I was at that thing for the past several years. Our main man, Jimmy, is going to be the auctioneer tonight.
So have you slid him some money under the table to make sure that you get the bid for the parking spot?
Yeah, we had Russ on earlier in the week talking about some of the items they're going to be auctioning off. And that's one of them, a reserved parking spot anywhere in the parking lot of Duncan Field for any game. Just pull in, get out, and walk right down in. But do you park up close if you get that for fearing a foul ball might crash your windshield? Or do you get a reserved parking space way, way, way out there?
If you get one close enough to the behind home plate, kind of like where the teams go in on the other entrance, on the other gate.
Yeah.
You know that entrance where I'm talking about?
Park over there, yeah.
Park over there and park in that first stall, because the trajectory, the ball's not going to drop straight back behind in the first row. Idea. It's going to go 2 or 3 rows.
That's a good idea.
It's all geometry.
All right, we got Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. He's going to join us here in a few minutes to talk about the horse racing scene at Fodder. So they're running Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week, huh?
3-day card.
So that's nice. 3-day card to start this weekend. And then
Did you just get an alert?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Something happened. ESPN
Breaking
alert.
news.
How did you hear that? I had my phone. I thought I had my phone turned down.
No, man.
You heard that alert? You better check and see what's happening. Or I'll check during the news break. And,
you got the alert. I didn't.
Yeah, see if there's any breaking news.
Oh, there it is.
We'll have basketball tomorrow as well. Hastings College is going to be on the road. This is the women's team. Hastings College is going to be on the road playing at Dakota Wesleyan tomorrow in the GPAC semifinals. Hastings College again destroying Northwestern the other night in the semifinals, while Dakota Wesleyan knocked off Doane. So we will play Dakota Wesleyan tomorrow in the semis. The game will be at 3 o'clock. We'll be on there with a pregame show at 2:45 tomorrow from the Corn Palace. We've split 2 games with Dakota Wesleyan this year. We beat the Tigers 80-76 in Hastings earlier this year. And then a few weeks ago, we got beat by 18 points
on the road
in Mitchell, 95-77. So, rubber game of the match. It'll be Hastings and Dakota Wesleyan tomorrow, semifinals of the GPAC tournament. 3 o'clock starting time from the beautiful Corn Palace. And again, the pregame show at 2:45 tomorrow afternoon here on Extreme Sports. So,
there you go.
We'll have high school basketball tonight with St. Cecilia and Sandy Creek, and then college basketball tomorrow. It'll be Hastings and Dakota Wesleyan. Tell you what, 7:25, we better get to our news break here because Jim Sliker, he's always early. He's Johnny on the spot. He's always early. He'll be phoning us, and we'll be talking ponies coming up here shortly. 7:25 as you wake up with Mike and Tyson. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
The Adams County Justice Center has just completed several recent repairs, including HVAC, lighting, and roof work, and officials say more upgrades are planned to improve safety and operations at the facility. The repairs were ordered after structural problems at the facility were shockingly discovered less than 1 year after it opened. The repairs to make the facility fully functional are expected to be completed this summer. Meanwhile, not as bad as what's going down in Boyd County, as Boyd County officials have called an emergency meeting after the entire county sheriff's department resigned this week, citing low pay and inadequate health insurance benefits, leaving the northern Nebraska county without local law enforcement. The Board of Supervisors will meet today to address the sudden staffing crisis. In the meantime, the State Patrol has taken over public safety in the county. The mother of a 12-year-old girl killed in the July 29th explosion at the Horizon Biofuels plant in Fremont has filed a negligence lawsuit against the company. Lauren Baker alleges the facility failed to prevent combustible wood dust and buildup and didn't maintain proper safety systems, leading to a blast that also killed her daughter's sister and their father. The suit seeks compensation for the family's loss as the case moves forward in Dodge County Court. Medical marijuana advocates are expressing frustration with newly proposed emergency regulations from the Nebraska Medical Cannabis Commission, saying limits on plant parts, THC caps, and stricter doctor licensing could make access difficult and contradict what voters approved in 2024. The commission is set to review comments before its next meeting on March 16th. And finally, Brandon Jewell has won $5,000 at the Big Idea Hastings competition this week to help launch Battle Bus Mobile Arcade, a traveling arcade on wheels aimed at bringing family-friendly entertainment into the Hastings community. Battle Bus Arcade. That sounds like a lot of fun. 7:27, Jim standing by. Michael, good morning from Extreme Sports.
Yeah, Oklahoma State beat the Nebraska softball team 2-1 in 11 innings yesterday in Stillwater. Huskers are now 11-5 on the season. They'll play South Dakota State and Tulsa today. before facing Oklahoma State again on Saturday and Sunday. The Nebraska baseball team will play Auburn in a 3-game series this weekend. Tonight's game gets underway at 6. Saturday's game will begin at 2. Sunday's series finale will begin at 1. The Nebraska men's basketball team will play at USC on Saturday at 3. The Nebraska women will play host to Rutgers on Saturday at 1. Hastings College women's basketball team will play at Dakota Wesleyan tomorrow in the semifinals of the GPAC tournament. The Broncos beat Northwestern 116-88 in the quarterfinals on Tuesday, while the Tigers defeated Doane 74-45. The two teams have split a pair of games so far this season. Tip-off for the game will be at 3. We'll have the action on Extreme Sports beginning with the pregame show at 2:45. And the other semifinal game for the women, Concordia, will play at Dordt. In the men's semifinals tomorrow, Concordia is at Morningside and Northwestern will host Mount Marty. Hastings College softball team will face Park University and Mid-America Nazarene tomorrow in the Top Gun College Classic in Shawnee, Kansas. The baseball team will play a 4-game series this weekend in Wichita against Friends University. And the Nebraska Kearney basketball teams closed out the regular season last night against Fort Hays State. The women upset the 8th-ranked Tigers 73-63. The men lost to Fort Hays State 88-73. So the 10-team MIAA tournament bracket will be released on Saturday night. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:29 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
If you like this warm weather, enjoy it because it's going to change by the time we get out of the weekend. Today, we'll have plenty of sunshine here on Friday. 68 is the high. Westerly winds about 5 to 15, gusting to 20 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, a low of 30 with mostly clear skies. Sunshine and a little cooler on Saturday with a high of 54. And then as we come out of the weekend on Sunday, we'll have a chance of a wintry mix as well as maybe a little bit of snow, and that'll carry into Monday as well.
West winds this morning at 11. We've got clear skies. It is 40 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Hi guys, this is Justin Consrick with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. Just want to talk to you about how we do things. I talk to farmers every day. A lot of guys just want a simple, honest way to sell equipment. That's why I work with Adam Marshall Land and Auction. We know the equipment, we know the buyers. We run real auctions with no buyer's fees, which brings in more bidders and stronger results. From one machine to the full lineup, we handle marketing, the details, the sales start to finish. We're just real people with real auctions, real results. If you're thinking about auctioning equipment, reach out and give me a call at 308-991-5429.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Willensheimer and Bronick with you. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Friday. Again, basketball tonight, district championship game. It'll be St. Cecilia taking on Sandy Creek. 5:45 for the pregame show tonight. 6 o'clock for the tip from the Chapman Gym. Tomorrow, it's Hastings College women playing at Dakota Wesleyan. Tip-off will be at 3. Pregame show at 2:45 tomorrow here on Extreme Sports. Well, it's Friday, so let's talk ponies, shall we?
They're at the post. Now they're moving in the gate. They're off the train.
And down the such they come in the Kentucky Derby, and Barbaro is running away. It's Edgar Prado aboard, and Barbaro is going to win this Derby by 6 lengths. Bluegrass had second. From far back, Steppenwolf came on to be third.
All right, every Friday morning during the horse racing season, we'd like to bring in Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network to talk to us about what's going on with the ponies at Fowler Park and beyond. Good morning, Jim. Nice to have you out of the makeup room just in time to join us here at 7:30 this morning.
It is. I'm glad to be out of the makeup room. This is too early for that type of stuff.
Yeah, you're looking good, though, as we bring you in on the screen and joining us for the folks watching on the video screen. Looking good. The makeup people have done a good job on you. So how's the first couple of weeks of Fowler Park treating you, my man?
First couple of weeks have been pretty good. It's taken a little bit to figure out, what trainers are running hot and what jockeys are hot. There seems to be some real trends coming, though, and so payoffs have been pretty good and making a little money.
I was going to say payoffs have been, well, we recap last Saturday's action, Jim. Some of your picks were coming in hot and heavy. I had a couple of friends over at the track that were phoning me for, hey, what did Jim say on the show? And where are you leaning here on this race? Hell, I think we had 4 winners in there and cashed in on a couple tickets. So Saturday's card went well, and we've been making a little money. And I'm assuming that's why the live lobbies are filling up here this morning. Is they went in on the hot picks, as we have now not 1, not 2, but 3 days, Jim, of racing action. Friday, racing returns to Fowler Park this week.
It is. It's nice to see getting back to the 3-day weekends of racing. And first post time today will be 3 o'clock. The weather's going to be great. Looking out, there's been a lot of horses on the track working out this morning, so it's shaping up to be a good day to come out and let's try to make some money.
Jim, in the first couple of weeks, how has the crowds been up at the Fowler Park? Naturally, Saturdays are always busy, but how have the crowds been overall for the first couple of weeks?
They've been really good, especially that first weekend. The weather was fantastic. That was one of the best opening day crowds that's been out here in a long time. But when you get weather like that, it's going to draw people out early, and there were some good cards for people to come out and enjoy. So I look for kind of the same this weekend. We're just starting to go into March here, and if we're looking at upper 50s for a temperature, nobody's going to complain about that.
Well, Jim, you talk about trying to get the early advantage from the handicapping perspective on the jockeys, the owners, and the trainers, and which ones are going to have move to the top here this season. I think when we're handicapping, I want to be in on cashing a ticket when trainer Kelly Martinez gets her first win. And I'm looking at the cards day, and I think that first win could come, and I think that first win could come here in the first couple of races. She's got a good horse in the second.
She's one of the top trainers in the nation. She had over $1.5 million in earnings with her horses last year, and we see her at Fawner right now, and she's over the board on wins. She's really struggling to start the year. The first week she brought in a jockey that got some horses out for her, but they didn't seem to carry that speed. And now a lot of her horses have switched over to a veteran rider in Alex Berzer. And, I'm a little leery yet, until they get that first win. But her horses normally run good here, and she had the same thing last year. She started out a little slower than others, but I look for her to make a big splash coming up here.
All right, let's pick Jim's brain here for the Friday card. Jim, what do you see on this day's card?
Oh, Friday's card has a really good card here, but as far as trying to make some money, I'm going to start out pretty early, and I'm going with the Extreme Sports best bet of the day is the second race with number 5, She's Mad. She's Mad will benefit from a rider change. Now gets leading rider Jose Medina, and Jose was really hot last week. He went from riding good to riding excellent and picking up a lot of wins. And her previous rider was able to get horses out of the gate, but just didn't quite get them to the finish. And so I think this change is going to make a big difference here. Sometimes it just takes a jockey getting in tune with the horse to get a horse to relax, and I think Jose will be able to do that when She's Mad and get her to relax and carry that and save the energy to get the win.
Again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday racing at Fawner Park Theater this weekend. You mentioned jockey Jose Medina, and he has been hot as fish grease coming out here to start off the season. Jim, I want to turn our attention over to the Saturday card, and we'll highlight the stakes race coming up here in just a little bit. But you look at Jose Medina, and the end of that card, I think it's 7, 8, 9. He has got 3 rides that I think all could contend to make a three-peat for him. He's got 3 very strong horses, and he's getting the rides because he's winning the races. Could you almost kind of this weekend take a look and certainly have to have Jose Medina horse somewhere on your slip?
Oh, I think you definitely should. It's pretty spectacular that last week, I think it was 75% of his horses were in the money. Wow. Normally you'll see about 55%. So Jose was really, really on his game, and he's on some hot horses again. He's riding for some of the top trainers. He's picking up some of the best mounts. It's very important. He's got a good agent to be able to do that.
All right, I like your promotion, Jimmy, with the Extreme Sports best bet of the day. What about Saturday? You gave us the one on Friday. Give us the Extreme Sports best bet of the day for Saturday.
Well, the best bet of the day on Saturday is going to come in race 4, number 7, a horse by the name of You Have No Idea. Under trainer Mark Hibben. Mark Hibben, his horses are also ready to run. Mark hasn't been missing the board much lately. The 4 furlong first out may have been too short for this horse. The stretch out to 6 furlongs makes it easier for him to get the lead. And one thing we've seen this last week was a severe track bias. What I mean by that is, in the races that were run last week, only 2 horses come from 3rd place, or I should say 4th place or farther back. Every winner was at least in 3rd place after the first call. So by having that, knowing that if it stays the same, You Have No Idea it should be the Extreme Sports best bet on Saturday.
Speaking of Saturday, and I got to pick your brain here, the 9th, it is the Bold Accent Stakes race. You got a Jose Medina horse, the Motown Dynamic, morning line as of 6:30 this morning, 8 to 5. You have Hurricane Lassie here at 7 to 2. I see that you pegged him in your selections. But I have a serious question mark, Jimmy, on Sarah's Court, a horse that right now is showing 10 to 1 odds. And on the eye test last year, I really like what this horse brings to the table. And it's 10 to 1 here. Is there some money that could be made on the 8 in Sarah's Court in that stakes race?
I do believe you can't leave Sarah's Court out when you're playing the exotics. I have one problem that I still don't have an answer on. I've watched that race over and over. If we go back to the form charts after her race, she runs, according to the form charts and according to the video, the fastest time of the meet. She tied with a couple other horses, running a 45.8. Now, if you're a handicapper and you look at the past performances, it shows her running a 46.2. Not quite sure where the discrepancy comes in. I've been trying to get a hold of either Daily Racing Form or Equibase to get an answer on that. I still have not got one. That's a huge difference. Usually when you're handicapping, you're figuring for every fifth of a second is a length of track distance. So if you look at that, you're going, that's two and a half lengths difference in time. That's a huge factor in a 4 furlong race. But unlike you, I do think Sarah's Court will be part of this. Hurricane Lassie for Izzy Gonzalez, 4 for 4 here at Foner Park at this distance. That's pretty tough to beat. Are we going to see Kelly Martinez get her win there with Motown Dynamic? That horse comes in from Churchill Downs. That had fantastic speed out there. Can she bring that horse in here and get that same speed? That's where I'm backing down a little bit. I think if Hurricane Lassie gets out, gets the break, will be just to her inside. I think that might be the difference in the race, just being able to hold the rail. You don't want to be right down on it because the rail can be a little deep, but she'll keep that horse to her outside.
All right, so those are some of the races for Friday and Saturday. Also racing on Sunday at Fodder Gym. What's special? What tops the scene on Sunday?
Sunday, I really haven't had a good chance to get into. I've looked at that card a bit. I don't want to throw some picks out there early. I think the best bet there would be probably to come back to our site on Facebook. I'll have all my things posted on there about every race. It'll give me a little bit more of a chance to see if we get any moisture in the track, if the track bias stays. I don't want to get that far out and lead people astray. But a couple things I will look at this week yet that I think people can make some money on is I'm going to throw out a couple long shots here, and let's go for the KK's Head Spawn Rejuvenation long shot. And on Friday, we got to get that in there, don't we? We got to get those sponsors. Let's look in the very first race today, and let's start out with Pedro Perez. That horse has been running against both the quarter horses and the thoroughbreds. She's moving up in class, but when Mark Hibden brings horses in, they're ready to run. So I think we might get some decent odds on the number 4 in the first race today and Pedro Perez. And now on Saturday, as far as a long shot, I struggled. I won't say that this is probably my best long shot selection that I've ever had. The 7th race, the number 10 horse, it's not my problem. I do really like this horse. I think we'll see this horse come back in some stakes competition possibly later on. But the thing of it is this is a 3-year-old facing older competition. This is a newly turned 3-year-old. Normally I wouldn't pick a newly turned 3-year-old to try to get the wins, but that one has some good potential. That was racing against some good competition in Louisiana. The horse that beat it 2 horses back down there in his 2- and 3-year-old campaign, and we're only 2 months into the 3-year-old campaign, has already made $161,000 in his career. So it tells you he was beat by some very good competition. So I'm going to throw that out and give it a chance. May not win the race, but I will probably be playing It's Not My Problem in the exotics, trying to get some good payoffs.
Again, Jim Schleicher from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us here on Huddle Up this morning. We've had a question come in from the live lobby from Ryan Martin on where do you find Jim's picks, and where you find Jim's picks is you simply head over to Facebook and search Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. It is a public group, and you'll know you found the right group if you see this beautiful caricature of Jim Schleicher holding the racing program and some money, and he's thinking money here for this weekend with his predictions and insights on the weekend card. And you mentioned that we haven't quite got to Sunday penciled in, and you mentioned a little bit on the weather forecast. And the prediction, 30% chance some precipitation could come in. That could change the track conditions up a little bit. How much does even just a little moisture or cooler temperatures come into play when you're handicapping a couple days out, perhaps for a track? How much do you have to pay attention to that weather forecast, and how much can that change the card?
Cooler temperatures don't necessarily affect the running of these horses, because this time of year these horses are going in and out of cold, warm, cold, warm. The same trainers have their horses ready every year. Now, moisture can affect, and that can also affect the bias. Sometimes it will make the speed carry farther. Some horses don't like to have that mud thrown back in their face. They want to get out farther on the track, etc. Down on the rail, a lot of times when we're looking at a muddy track, it becomes deeper because of the slope going into that inside rail holds more moisture. So if that's the case, we're looking at horses to run out in the middle of the track a little bit more. It's just different things that we look at. Hopefully we'll be able to get you some winners on Sunday. I've got my horses selected so far without the weather change, and I'll get those posted later on today when we do know a little more about the weather and what might happen.
All right, Jim Schleicher from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. Again, you can grab his picks. It's on Facebook. You put them out there each and every race day, so his picks are there. If you're heading up to the track either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday this week, make sure you have Jim's picks tucked away in your pocket so you can refer to those. And I like the new sponsor IDs for the long shot and the best bit of the day. You've been watching NASCAR racing way too much, Jimmy. We got a sponsor for everything.
It is, but it is important to have these sponsors. But something I will throw out, if you go over to the Facebook page, not only will you see my selections, but I will have a lot of information on there throughout the week. If you look at, it'll say recap or insights on some of these. Besides just having the selections, it will show track biases. It will show trainer standings that I try to break down. You can look at the program and see who the top trainer is. You can look and see who the top jockey is, but you can also find on my site the trends on what happened that previous week. I'll break down who was the hot jockey, how many starts they had, how many first, seconds, thirds. Same with the trainers. And it's not only about finding who the hot jockey was. Take, for an example, the opening week, Adrian Ramos, very hot. Adrian Ramos last week, very cold. So let's see if he picks it back up this week and moves up in the leader standings.
All right, Jimmy, thanks for joining us another week. Some good info for the weekend at Fauna. We're going to racing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Get all the latest racing information with Jim's picks on your Facebook page. Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network is where you're at. And hopefully when we talk next week, Jimmy, you've got loads and loads of cash hanging out of your pants pockets there.
I'm going to need it because in 2 weeks I'll be doing this show live from Vegas at the NHC handicapping contest that offers $800,000 to the winner, over $4 million in prizes out there, and we'll be coming live on Friday straight from that room early in the morning.
Yeah,
so I'm going to need some money to get going in that.
Jimmy, where is that taking place at?
That is out at Bally's. That's a 3-day tournament for there'll be approximately 700 entrants in that. It's picking a mandatory races each day, plus also there's usually 10 races each day that you can pick from almost any track that's running as long as they're available to be bet nationwide. So Fauner will not be able to be a part of that. But then when you're selecting these horses, the winner of this contest in the end will get $800,000 for a final prize and be the Eclipse Handicapper of the Year.
Jimmy, you realize that you do this show on Fridays at 7:30, which means in Vegas, Jimmy, you will be up at 5:30 talking to us from Vegas.
That means I'll probably be up at 4 getting ready, hair, makeup, and finishing my selections. But I'll also be, you don't sleep when you're out there looking at these horses. There's so many races to handicap. what do? You stay up all night trying to help somebody win this contest. I personally am not in the contest. I'm out there as a guest with a friend of mine who is in the contest. Last year he finished 11th. He's finished 11th last year, 16th a couple years ago. Just missing out last year and making the top 10 cut by only 30 cents after 3 days. So hopefully I can help Jeff to move forward this year.
Okay, Jimmy, we'll talk to you next week. Look forward to that, and have yourself a great weekend and hopefully a profitable one too, all right?
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Let's all head to the track and have one or more winners and make them pay good.
All right, that's Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us. Get you set for the ponies this weekend at Fauner Park. 7:53, waking up with Mike and Tyson this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. We'll get to Brett Maher on Monday. He was introduced as the new special teams coordinator for the Nebraska football team yesterday. Of course, he's got ties to our area. A lot of people know Brett Maher. We'll hang on to him. We'll get to him on Monday because we want to get to Zach Foster. He's the head coach for the Adams Central boys basketball team. The Patriots last night losing to Grand Island Central Catholic in the C1-8 sub-district finals, lost to the Crusaders 51-38, and the coach joined me on the post-game show last night. Coach, obviously a disappointing loss. Would you lose this game tonight?
This second half, I mean, call it what it is. Game like this, against an opponent like this who plays defense the way they do, it's going to be hard, and you're going to have to work really freaking hard to get good shots. And then you got to make tough shots. And I thought in the first half, for the most part, we hung in there and did that. We were tied there, and then in the decisive kind of run, I think it was like 30-28 in the second. We were kind of hanging in there, and then they just hit a couple shots, and I felt like we got 2 or 3 opportunities around the basket we missed. And it kind of snowballed a little bit. And separation in a game like this against Central, separation is a big deal. I mean, 6 points is a lot different than 4 or 2. As dumb as that sounds, it's a big deal. And so they got a little separation, and that made it a little harder.
Yeah, we had you 9 of 20 from the field in the first half, only 6 out of 24 in the second half, so 45% to 25%. Just didn't shoot the ball well enough in the second half to stay with a team like GICC.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what they do. Like, we talked about both games we played here were very similar. Played great defensively, fought our butts off. Just couldn't make enough shots, against really good pressure defense. They take things away from you. They're super intelligent. They're big. They're strong. So you give credit to GICC. There's a reason they're 21-5 and rated 5th in the state.
Defensively, I thought you did a lot of nice things defensively to kind of limit Central Catholic. You forced, 12 turnovers in the ball game. You did some nice things on defense.
Yeah, we sure did. I mean, and I don't know what they had when we really started fouling late. I mean, we fouled that last one with the second, which was silly, but, they would have had 49 or whatever, I mean, that's pretty good, holding them under 50, and I know they got to 51, but you know what I'm saying. I really thought our plan was good, and like I said, we don't have a lot of guys with much size. Our Cohen's tall, but he's a slender guy, and they got some big, strong kids, like we talked about in pregame. I thought we did a nice job in our man, a nice job with our doubles and post touches, and I mean, again, at the end of the day, we have 3 goals in our program. We've had it for the 16 years I've been head coach. We want to be great teammates. I thought we were great teammates. We don't want to back down to anybody, and I don't think we back down to them, no matter who they are and their record and their rating. We did not back down once. Okay, and I want to share the ball. And I don't think that we had anybody that had any kind of ego. It was a team ego, I thought we shared it. I thought we did everything we can do. Really proud of our kids.
You look at the scoring. It wasn't just tonight, but up and down the ladder, every single game that we did, it was a different guy who kind of led this team. That's kind of what you just got done saying. A lot of unselfish basketball players on this team.
Yeah, and again, it's so old to keep saying this stuff, but when Hunter went down, I mean, we had a lot of choices to make, and as far as how do we want our season to go. I firmly believe he's an all-state player. He was second-team all-state last year. I think he's one of the best players in the state, scoring 22 points a game when he got hurt. We could have went a lot of different ways. And I think, like you said, all these guys looked at each other and said, hey, we play for Adams Central basketball. We have a good program. We're competitive kids. We're good basketball players too. And they knew to be good and to win 15 games or whatever, we needed each other. It couldn't be an individual thing. It had to be collective. And that's why I'm so proud, is I just think our kids collectively really, really trusted each other, and there's great teammates all year.
Yeah, that was back in December when Hunter got hurt, and I can remember what everybody was talking about then, Coach. Oh, no, the season is over for AC, but you guys somehow found a way to win 15 games this year and still have an outside chance to qualify. But your kids came together when you were faced with probably the toughest adversity you could find in a basketball season.
Yeah, I mean, this is my 26th year in coaching, and 20. What is it? 20.
Losing count here, Coach?
I'm getting old. I'm losing my mind. I think 22nd year as a head coach, and I've never been prouder of a group. And I have so much respect for Coach Martinez. And he said that in the paper the other day, and he said to me today again, just like how proud I should be of our kids and what a great job our staff did, our kids did, of circling the wagons and saying, you know, like we just talked about, like we're good basketball players. We're going to have to change how we play. When you take a 6'9" kid who's that talented off the floor, you have to change how you play. But there's still a recipe to be good, you know. And lots of coaches have plans. It takes kids to buy into the plan. And I just, again, never been prouder in my 26 years of a locker room than our guys this year.
Now wait and see, or
yeah, I don't even want to say this publicly. I think we're in. There's 4 games that had to go our way. I think they all went our way. We're cautiously optimistic right now. I don't know. I don't even, like I told the kids, I don't want to say that and have something show up that we didn't think about. But like I said, if this is it, we fought our butts off, and I'm super proud. And if we get a chance to play again, man, it's a blessing, and I'll thank the Lord for that.
And now we know Adams Central did qualify for the district finals. They'll be the number 15 seed. Their opponents in the district finals will be Ashland Greenwood. And, again, the game time will be announced, I assume, here when the administrators and the powers to be get in their offices here after 8 o'clock. We'll get you
8:10 right after we wrap up the show.
Yeah, probably so. I'll get an email about 8:10. Oh, by the way. Anyway, be watching for that. I'll put it on the social media sites when we know about that. So, all right, waking up with Mike and Tyson. Take a break and come back. You're listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
Hey, this is Mick from Maletta Vista Winery in St. Paul. Just a reminder, winter hours will be Saturdays, 11:30 to 9, January through February. That's just one day a week. But come in for lunch. Homemade soup specials on Saturdays. Stick around for the evening meals that start at 5. And while you're at it, stock up on your favorite wines. Workhorse, Elephant Ear, Steuben Tiger, and more are available at Maletta Vista and wherever great Nebraska wines are sold. Maletta Vista Winery, good wine, good food, no snow boots required, but we won't judge.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson of Bronick with you. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Again, basketball tonight. It'll be girls district championship game between Sandy Creek and Hastings St. Cecilia. We'll have the action for you from the Chapman Gym. Tip-off will be at 6. Pre-game show 5:45 tonight here on Extreme Sports. Tomorrow we will head for Mitchell, South Dakota. Hastings College women playing in the semifinals of the GPAC tournament against Dakota Wesleyan. That game will tip off at 3. Pre-game show will be at 2:45 here on Extreme Sports. And before we get out of here for the week, I want to say congratulations to our IT guy. Did you see the news we posted on our social media sites yesterday? The IT guy has been working with the Hawaiian Sports Network. They have basically adopted the Extreme Sports platform that we have put together here over the past 2 years or so.
Sure.
They have adopted the Extreme Sports platform, and they are putting it to work with the Hawaii Sports Network. And our IT guy, the guy who played in our football challenge, the guy who beat me in the football challenge during the year, he's the guy that really has put the stuff together for Extreme Sports. Well, the Hawaii Sports Network has brought him on, and he's redoing all of their stuff, their social media sites, the way they produce their programs. They're going to have a very similar platform as what we have developed here at Extreme Sports. So that was a big undertaking, and congratulations to Shane and the staff for helping out the Hawaii Sports Network. I don't know if we need to go over and sign the contract with this or not, but I'm more than willing. I'm more than willing to carry his bags, so to speak, on the plane.
Sounds like some, photo opportunities and some roundtable discussions and some meetings that could take place, and we can travel. We can go there. That's no problem. Although, God, what is it? 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning in Hawaii. How many time zones is that over?
Yeah, it's. I think it's 4. I think it's 4 hours difference.
Oofed you.
Anyway, we might.
No, tip of the cap.
Yeah, we might be doing some things with the guys over in Hawaii.
It'd be kind of fun.
I listened to a couple of their shows. They have a show very similar to ours in this time slot, but they talk Hawaii high school sports, which was kind of interesting. They got water polo.
Nice.
They got water polo. They were talking about high school sports. Their water polo season is going to be starting soon.
Run the damn ball.
Yeah, run the damn ball. I don't know what you do at water polo.
Swim the damn ball.
You ever play water polo?
I have not.
Have you ever seen water polo?
I have. It's like football and soccer mixed together in water. So
Really?
you have a ball and like you're running, and then you pass the ball, and then you try to throw the ball into the goal. So it's like a soccer/football combination.
Well, now that we have this combination and our relationship with the Hawaii Sports Network,
right?
Maybe we'll get them on to talk about their sports, and they can get us on in Hawaii and talk about some of the weird things that we got going on in the States. Mm-hmm. We have a contact now in Hawaii, as we have got a relationship with the Hawaii Sports Network. That's neat. Anyway, we'll do some things here probably in the next couple of months with those guys.
Sweet.
Anyway, thanks for joining us again. We'll get Brett Maher on Monday. Thanks for listening to us. We had Zach Foster on, head coach for Adams Central's boys basketball team. Patriots in the district finals will play Ashland Greenwood following their loss last night to GICC. Jim Sliker has joined us from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. Download the podcast and listen to the show at your convenience here today. You make plans to be here, 7 o'clock starting time on Monday for a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning